Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala rasulihil kareem. Inshallah, in this lesson, we will be discussing phrases within phrases. We started discussing that in the last lesson, and we covered some of the basics. Now, one rule I want to discuss with you, one principle you have to keep in mind is, okay, let's recap the phrases. So we had phrases, the conjunction, ma'tuf alayh, harf al-'atf, they match in i'rab. The appositive phrase, they matches in i'rab. The mubdal minhu badal. And then you have the descriptive phrase, man'ut not, and the demonstrative phrase, the ismul ishara, musharun ilay, they match in D-I-N and G. And then the mudaf, mudaf ilay, they don't match in anything, the possessive phrase. Okay? Yes, so think of the, sorry, my corny jokes again. I want to be corny. Remember the mudaf, mudaf ilay, they don't match in anything. So they're always disagreeing, but they can't live without each other. Like husband and wife. They're always disagreeing, but they can't live without each other. Okay? So remember that code. Yes? So you have mudaf and mudaf ilay. They have a strong link between them. Or they have super glue between them. And they're in love. Yeah? Husband and wife, perfect relationship. They always have to come together. So I was saying that the mudaf, mudaf ilay have a very strong link. Whatever this corny thing you want to say, the main principle is the mudaf, mudaf ilay have a very strong link. So now, once mudaf and mudaf ilay join together, the na'at, the musharun ilay, and the badal. Yes? All of these things. So the mudaf can't join to these directly. The mudaf have to now, everything has to depend on the mudaf ilay. It has to come after the mudaf ilay. The na'at, the musharun ilay, or the badal of the mudaf, it can't come here. Because this is a very strong link between the mudaf and mudaf ilay. Any na'at, any musharun ilay, and any badal, they must all come where? They must all come after the mudaf ilay. So all the priorities go after the wife. The first is the wife, and everything else has to come after that. Yes, you got it? So think of it like that. So what's going to happen here? Simple example here. So let's look at this example. If we want to join a mudaf, mudaf ilay with a na'at, we want to join what? Mudaf and mudaf ilay with a na'at. If you want to join the mudaf ilay with the na'at, it's very simple. This is a mudaf. So this is a man'u, this is a mudaf ilay whole thing here. So all you have to do is join the mudaf, the na'at of the mudaf ilay onto the mudaf. The book, the man's book. So the man's book, you add the word poor right here, faqir. Because what happens? The mudaf ilay structure is not broken. You see, the mudaf ilay structure still stays in place. All we did was we added the na'at after the mudaf ilay. Are you following me? So it's very simple. You say mudaf and the man'ut na'at become the mudaf ilay. The problem occurs when we want to bring the na'at of the mudaf. For example, we want to describe the man. What do you want to do? Not the man, we want to describe the book. What's the book becoming? The mudaf. The book is the mudaf. So then what do we have to do? We have to add the na'at. The na'at can't come here. Because the rule is, the mudaf ilay structure is very strong. So we have to bring the na'at of the mudaf after the mudaf ilay. Because we cannot disturb this structure here. This structure is too strong. We leave the mudaf ilay as it is, and we add the na'at of the mudaf even after the mudaf ilay. Do you understand? So what will happen here? When you say the man's big book, the man's big book, what do you have to say? Kitabul rajul mudaf ilay. And then this becomes a man'ut. And the na'at which describes the man has to come after the mudaf ilay. You can't say Kitabul kabir ar-rajuli. You can't say, okay, well, Kitabul rajuli, Kitabul kabir, and make that mudaf, and then put ar-rajul mudaf ilay at the end. No, mudaf ilay has to come together. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, right. So the rule is, mudaf ilay have a very strong structure. They can't be separated. So the badal or the ishara of the mudaf must come after the mudaf ilay. Now before we go on, there's a few rules we need to just put in place. How do we know if a word is ma'rifah or nakira, apart from a name? How do we know if a word is ma'rifah or nakira? Alif lam or tanween. What does mudaf have, alif lam or tanween? None. So how do you know it's ma'rifah or nakira? You get the paradox. The paradox is, or the problem is, you know if a word is ma'rifah or nakira if it has alif lam or tanween. But a mudaf can neither have alif lam nor tanween. So how would we know if a mudaf word is what? Ma'rifah or nakira? So it depends on the mudaf ilay. So for example, if this has alif lam, what is this? Ma'rifah nakira ar-rajul? That is ma'rifah. So automatically, what happens to kitab? It becomes what? Ma'rifah. Not because of its own alif lam or tanween, but because why is it ma'rifah? Because the mudaf ilay is ma'rifah. So the book of the man, you see here, the book of the man. Or the man's book, either one of them. So the mudaf ilay being ma'rifah will make the mudaf ma'rifah. Similarly, the mudaf ilay being nakira will make the mudaf nakira. So here rajulin is what? Nakira. So kitab also becomes what? Nakira. Iman's book. A book of Iman or Iman's book. You got that rule? Okay. Right. Now because of this, when we have this structure, what do we say here? We say here in Arab, we say here, Kitabu, we say here, Kitabu is mudaf, yes? What's ar-rajul becoming? Mudaf ilay. Mudafun ilayhi. And the mudaf ilayhi becomes the man'ut. Okay? And al-kabir becomes what? The na'at. What is kabir really describing? Who is kabir describing? The book or the man? The book. Yes? So, I'rab, what are they both in I'rab? Marfu'. In number, they both what? Mufrad. In gender, they are both what? Mudhakkar. What about in definite, indefinite? What are they? They're both ma'rifah. This has alif lam. So this is ma'rifah. Is this ma'rifah or not? This is ma'rifah. Why is this ma'rifah? Because why? It's mudhaf ilayh is ma'rifah. So this is also ma'rifah. So what we can have a scenario where it's ma'rifah wa alif lam. So the same way ism manqus, you can have a marfu' wa dhamma. You can also have a ma'rifah wa alif lam because this is ma'rifah based on its mudhaf ilay, not on its own alif lam or tanween. You got that point? Okay. Right. G, you want to start the first one? On the speaker? G, bismillah. So what's yaqbalu? The fa'il. Okay. Lafz al-jalala becomes? Fa'il. And then? This is maf'ulun bihi. Maf'ulun bihi. Now, let's break this down. A'mal is mudhaf. Al-mukhlasi. Ibad becomes?
The mudhaf ilayh. But is it joint because mukhlasi is describing the servant?
Yeah, so what we say here? Ibad is what?
That is the
man'ut. And this becomes the? Na. And the man'ut na become the? Mudhafun ilayh. And translation?
Allah accepts the actions of the
Mukhlas, chosen. So Allah accepts the actions of the chosen servants. Got it? Huh? Allah accepts the actions of the chosen servants. Why is it more than one plural? Okay, next question. Who wants to go? Who goes? Muhammad? Jay, what's the question? Jay, Muhammad? Next one. Jay. Can you raise this one? I raise this one, yes? If you want to do a screenshot, I can do a screenshot before it goes. Okay. Okay, next one. Jay. أكل is فعل. أصدقاء أحمد is the فاعل. Then this is the مفعول به. Right, good. And then أصدقاء أحمد مضاف إليه. And then طعام is مضاف. الأمي is مضاف إليه. Then طعام الأمي is the منعوت. Okay. And then الذي becomes translation. The mother's food is always tasty. Only with the wife's food you have a bit of a problem. G. Go ahead. Ahmad's friends. Yeah. Ate the mother's tasty food. Yes? Okay, right. Next one, Ahmed, your turn. مسجد النبي الكريم. That is the مبتدأ. Next one. خبر. What is لام? لام مزحلقة. G. Then مسجد is مضاف. مضاف إليه. And then this is made up of منعوت not. منعوت not. And then منعوت not. Translation. The Masjid of the Noble Prophet. The Masjid of the Noble Prophet. Mubarak. Arey bhai. You just had Mubarak Maf pass by and you don't know what Mubarak means. The Masjid Mubarak, blessed, of the Masjid of the Noble Prophet is a blessed masjid. G. Anybody will do the next one? You can start. Bismillah. I will start next one. Start. That's a mistake. Yeah, that's a mistake, G. اسم إن and lam is Sarat is mudaf. Mudaf. And that is a not. Okay, Got it? Translation. Indeed, the religion of Islam. But how to translate that is a straight path. A straight path of Allah. Okay? Yes? So in summary, what do we have here? From the beginning, first rule was mudaf, mudaf ilay are very, very strongly linked. You can never have, you cannot break the mudaf, mudaf ilay up. You have to, anything related to mudaf must come after the mudaf ilay. And then we said here, and the first example was where the nat of the mudaf ilay, sorry, the nat of the mudaf comes after the mudaf ilay. We had a few examples here. If you have the nat of the mudaf ilay, it's very simple. It comes straight after it. Not a problem. The issue is when you have the nat of the mudaf, it has to come after the mudaf ilay. That's what you have to pay special attention to. Okay? Any other questions before you finish off? Yeah. And the way you can tell is from the i'rab. So for example, Nabiyil, if you erase these here, if you erase these, what do we have here? And Nabi is majroor, Kareem is also majroor. So we can tell from the i'rab, Sirat is marfu', Al-Mustaqim is marfu'. But it won't always match. You can get scenarios where this could be, no, it will always match, but you can also have, for example, you can have Siratillahi al-Mustaqimi. Then you have to use the meaning to figure out that is the na. Yeah, it might always, you can get a scenario where all three are the same, majroor.
Yeah, with that is okay, but with the masjid, you don't know if it's the blessed masjid or the
Yeah, then you have a problem. You can't get a scenario where you don't know where it's not. But that obviously is rare, but you can have a scenario like that. But don't worry about that too much. So you two ways to tell. One from the i'rab, and the second way you can tell is from the meaning. Okay? Subhanallah bihamdi subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.